Before I start this list, I'd like to give all praise to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem, Rukakodash. Double to the Paza, El Great Millstone, Haruba, and the Teacher. Shalom to the 144,000 men that's pushing and believe in this word in all true sincerity, sacrifice their lives and wills to do so. Shalom to the men, women, and children that's tuning in and listening. And shalom to the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad on all four corners of the earth. The Heavenly Father name is Yahweh, His only begotten Son name is Yahweh Shai. And Lord willing, this video is edifying, quick and straight to the point. This video right here, this will be a graphic video. Well, possibly graphic. But, recently this week, I seen this video. I sent it into the, in the brothers group chat. It's a video surfacing around, not that just was recorded, that, racism still exists. And we're seeing it's being more and more, it's being shown more and more every day. Now, in 2025, we obviously seeing the uproar of Edomites. We're seeing the uproar of Jake. The tension of Esau and Jake is growing and growing and growing. And it's going to reach an all-time high pretty soon. It was Yahweh Shai battling and destroying. It's really not even going to be a battle. It's really a hostile takeover. And realistically, it's not even going to be it's not even going to be a fight. Ultimately, this video right here will have, if you haven't seen it by now, but this video will have something to do with the gang violence that was done to this Jake. It was in a barn. I don't know exactly the full background, but certain comments saying that he was invited to a outing or whatnot, and it was nothing but Edomites there. Now that already setting up alarms. Now, I'll let the video play, but we're seeing the hatred of Esau being shown on an all-time high. Now, granted, now we are in some very high spiritual times, but we're going to be coming to the times where Esau ain't even going to think of raising a hand upon Israel, or even thinking of it, because we're going to do something about it. So I'm going to let this video play. I'm going to grab some presets. I ain't going to make this too long. Yeah, because it's going to show you the hatred that this devil has for you, Jake. So y'all Issacharites, you Judah, all of you, all the tribes, all the 12 tribes of Israel that think Esau, Edom loves them. We're going to see how much he loves you after this video. So...
racial slurs and attacking a 14-year-old black kid, trying to put him into a meat grinder. This took place at a barn party in Wisconsin, and the media is barely even talking about it. Check out this video.
Yeah, and now who in their fucking right mind would sit up here and say, "Oh, that's you ain't just joking around." You don't joke around like that. You don't joke around by putting an individual in a meat grinder. That is straight hatred. And we're going to, and Esau got that hatred in him still. How much more these lower level Edomites have, so how much more so these elites? Anyway, let's just keep playing.
That's all I could show on here, unfortunately, but just know they were yelling racial slurs at him throughout the entire video.
Now, obviously, this goes back to not even before the segregation period, but you even can see Judah was getting oppressed heavily by these Edomites. They quite literally had colored bathrooms, not just colored bathrooms. They had everything segregated. You couldn't go in certain public areas. He had colored bathrooms, colored water fountains, colored houses and apartments. Judites primarily couldn't go nowhere that had Edomites around it. We're seeing that unadulterated hatred bring about coming back now. The civil rights movement, the segregation movement, all of that, and even before then, you have to realize America was not founded on love, harmony, and hard fucking work of the Edomites. They came here, took everything. Well, no. Let me say this. They came here, They broke treaties. They destroyed and slaughtered the inhabitants of this land. Then they came back over here, brought some more Israelites over here, oppressed them, made them work. Sun up, can't see at night, can't see at morning. Oh no, can't see at night to can't see at morning. Those slaves didn't even get much sleep, let alone didn't even eat much. They had breeding farms, they had slave farms where they was trading Jake left and right, breaking up families, raping, robbing, and murdering the inhabitants of the land. And we're seeing that hatred come back in full swing. I'm gonna just grab Habakkuk 2. I'm out of that. I'm gonna just grab Habakkuk 2. Because this shows you that Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, does not love you. He fucking hates you with hatred. So this is Habakkuk chapter 2, and I'll start at verse 4. Behold, his soul, which is lifted up, is not upright in him. And that's talking about Esau. His soul is not upright. His soul is completely unjust, wicked, and defiled. This man used to quite literally cut off the private parts of slaves. He used to quite literally, there's slave delicacies, meaning they had Jake as food. Israelites ain't do no shit like that to heathen. These heathen doing that to us. They quite literally had nigger couches. They use hair to make couches. They used our skin to make things. They they afforded our affliction. I'm going to grab that too. But this is Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 5. Yeah, also because he transgresses by wine, he is a proud man. Neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. So Esau, Edom goes around, conquering nations, going to war over resources, things that he wants. He don't go over there because they started a problem. He go over there strictly for resources. He don't go over there because they threaten to destroy his way of living. He go over there to cause problems and take and rob and destroy. He don't know when to stop. He's super greedy. And we're seeing the quality traits of Esau, Edom, showing these Edomites in these days. He can never be satisfied. And he wants, and takes, and takes, and takes. This is the spirit of how Esau, Edom is. He lacks accountability. He takes, he schemes, he plots, all of those things just to get what he want to get. So from there, I'm going to jump into Ezekiel 35. Because, Esau, Edom has had that hatred for Jake, and it has not diminished at all. They hide it better than how they did back then. In 2025, you got to work with Edomites. Your co-workers and managers are Edomites. And even then, they still show that hatred. So this is Ezekiel chapter 35 and verse 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, everlasting, long-lasting, forever hatred, and has shed the blood of the children of Israel, which he shed the blood. Now let the roles be reversed. That shit would have hit mainstream news. The cops would have came down kicking the doors. Their whole family would have been wiped out. Or let that be the other way around. They would have tried. They would literally try, and not try. They literally will try to find. They will not rest until your whole bloodline is obliterated. But let it be there. They ain't gonna get slapped with charges. They gonna get that shit pushed down. Now, if that Jake made out of it, he made out of it. But if he didn't, they sweep that shit under the rug. And this is who we dealing with. Now, let it be the other way around. Cops would have been there already called. Bodies would have been hitting the floor. Families would have been... Man, come on, man. And that's the least of it. They would have went over and beyond and over. To make sure, don't get sleep. These Edomites used to hunt us for sports. They will quite literally wake you up at 2 in the morning just to ask you questions and beat the shit out of your father and your sons. And then on top of that, they will go in your house and take your woman in front of you and make you watch. So this is who we're dealing with. This is the individual that's the so-called almighty white man. This is who we're dealing with. And we're just supposed to forget that. He's supposed to forget the fact that he quite literally had it to where Jake couldn't even live on their own. We are talking about the same devil that flooded out cities because he saw that we was doing better than him. That hatred has still have been passed out from generation to generation. Okay, so by the force of the sword, which even now they still do. You still have sundown towns. The force of the sword, they use not just ancient swords, they use the modern day gun too to oppress you by the way of cops. The cops oppress you too. And sword in the time of their calamity, and that in the time that their iniquity had an end. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord, so the Lord making a promise, Lord Yahweh power, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Sith thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. So yeah, the Lord is gonna make sure what Esau, Edom get his. We're going to get our lick back on these Edomites. Revelations 13:10. Those have taken a captivity, those have taken us into captivity. I'll grab it in a second. Verse 7 now. Thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate and cut it off from them that passeth out, and him that returneth. So the Lord's gonna make desolate the Edomites by way of what? Now this is Yahweh Shai is gonna get his first crack of it. He's gonna do it first. Then we get it. Yahweh Shai is gonna overthrow the governments of this, not just the Edomites, but all these other rulerships. Overthrow all the heathen. Then in the kingdom, we're gonna not just in the kingdom, but after Yahweh Shai do that, we're gonna get our hands on these Edomites and make them slaves. We're gonna have concubines. We're gonna have slaves. We're gonna have them doing every meticulous, difficult challenge. We're gonna make you go try to swim into the bottom of the sea and drown the fuck out. We're gonna throw you into space and have galactic slave trade. We're gonna have these things because it was cool when y'all did it. It's a problem when we do it. It's cool when y'all did it. It was by the grace of God and by manifest destiny that y'all did what y'all did. But when it's us, we're terrorists. We're the problem. Okay. So I'm gonna grab that Revelation 13 last. Now I'm gonna grab this Zephaniah. That's Zephaniah? Yeah, Zechariah. I get the two mixed up. It's Zechariah chapter 1 and verse 15. Get straight to the point. I am very displeased, very sore. This is Zechariah chapter 1 and verse 15. I am very sore displeased with the heathen that are at ease. And yeah, these heathen are at ease because why? We built up their cities, their towns, their empires. You know, they get the profit off of us. They get to take our money. They get to take everything. We're quite literally we're prey. We're defenseless. But what? Yahweh Shai is going to what? Make sure these heathen... Actually, I'll just keep reading. Displeased with the heathen that are at ease. For I was a little displeased. And they helped forward the affliction. And yeah, these Edomites forward our affliction. These heathens, they kicked us down when we was out. All these heathens got it. All these heathens like to sit up there and oppress us when they get the chance. Just as was written in Judith. When they know when we're with our power, when we with Yahweh Bashim Shai and all truth and sincerity, doing what he told us to do, obeying his laws, statutes, and commandments, doing all of those things, and we're on the good side of the Lord, we are unfuckwittable. Now we're fuckwittable. But the Lord's going to turn it back to we're unfuckwittable. First, Yahweh Shai going to get his glory, then we're going to get ours. And it's going to be that time. We ain't going to see no more Jakes being hung on trees. being castrated, being tortured, all simply because you supposedly it came out that woman, the Emmett Till situation. The woman released on her fucking deathbed that he didn't even whistle at the woman. You could even look at Edomite in their eyes not so long ago. You could even approach an Edomite a certain way, or you get your ass cooked. But it's cool though, cause we gonna bring that back to y'all. It's cool. Don't even worry about it. The Lord got something for y'all. So I'm gonna grab this Psalms, and then I'm gonna grab this Revelation 13, and I'm gonna close out. So this is Psalms chapter, 25? This is Psalms chapter 25, and I get straight to the point. Verse 19, consider my enemies, for they are many, and they hate me with cruel hatred. And yeah, our enemies hate us with a cruel hatred. An unfathomable luster that the heathens, if your enemy will quite literally cook you and eat you, that ain't nothing enjoyable about that. That's nothing nice and fun about that. What can you say is okay about that? Us Israelites don't do shit like that. These heathens do shit like that to us. They quite literally used to cook us. They made hair out of it. Not hair. They made couches out of our skin and hair. There's slave chairs that's 200 years old. And I seen that about a year ago maybe. It's a slave chair, a slave couch made out of hair and skin from slaves. There's quite literally clothes that's made out of slave hair and skin. Well, we just supposed to forget that? Y'all broke us backwards. But it's cool though. Remember that. Because the Lord ain't forgetting either. So now I'm going to grab this Revelation 13. And then I'm going to close out. This is Revelation chapter 13 and verse 10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. And yeah, those that lead the Israelites in captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. So yeah, and the saints are Israelites. We're going to reap the benefits. We're going to reap and see how we're going to see the downfall of our enemies. We're going to reap the benefit of having slaves, having those that had us in oppression. We're going to oppress them, as Isaiah 14 states. We're going to be unfuckwittable through Yahweh B'Shem Yahshai. And you heathen ain't gonna like it, and y'all gonna be, and not even if y'all don't like, we gonna make you like it. Just like y'all made us to have us stalk, we gonna give y'all severe Stockholm syndrome. But Lord, when this video is edifying, I'm gonna close out by giving all praise to Yahweh B'Shem Yahshai B'Shem Rekrakwadash. Lord, when this video is edifying, and on to the next one. Shalom.